Okay, this is the supplemental video to the beginner headband with a twist. I'm using medium weight number 4 worsted yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook. It's okay if you use between a 5 and 6 millimeter hook for this project. That will be fine if you're using worsted weight yarn. Of course, you can always refer to your yarn label and get the recommended hook size there on your label. It recommends for crochet a 5.5 millimeter hook, number 4 medium weight yarn, and this is, I love this yarn at Hobby Lobby. Very nice yarn. All right, so like I said, this is for the headband. It's made with half double crochet stitches. That is abbreviated with HDC. And we're going to start off with a chain of 18. I'm going to show you the first couple of rounds because this is a beginner friendly project. I only need to show you your starting chain, row 1, and then row 2, and then you're just going to repeat that until you get to the length for your head size, which I'm recommending you go to 18 and 19 inches. And because of the ribbing look of this headband, it's going to stretch a lot. So initially it's not going to look like it's going to fit your head, but when you put it on, it is going to stretch. You want it to be a little snug. So 18 inches will be great for like the average size head. Average size head is about 21 inches. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to create a slip knot. Place that on my hook. All right, hopefully the camera's not going to move too much. I'm sitting on the floor, so I try to get comfortable. Okay, working yarn is coming from the left. My tail is over here on the right. All right, so we're going to start with our beginning chain. Make sure that your knot is not too tight on your hook. Tension your yarn. I go around my pinky and then around the back of my hand so it's easy to slide through my fingers. And then I'm going to control my yarn with my thumb and my middle finger. Okay, there we go. So to start the chain, we're going to yarn over. Your hook is coming around the front, scooping up the yarn. Turn your hook all the way down and come through that first loop and pull up. All right, that's 1 and 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get a little faster. If you want, you can always slow down the video, watch it in slow motion. 5, 6. Adjust your grip once the chain starts to get longer. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, so we have 18 chains, nice and even. You should have an even chain as long as you keep your tension pretty even, not a tight grip on your hook, not a tight grip when you're holding the yarn. You want to just have a nice relaxed grip with the work. Okay, here we go. So we have 18 chains. Now remember, these are your chains here. They're kind of shaped like a V. Okay, this loop that is around your hook, that never counts. Okay, so your first loop is this one here. All right, we're gonna do our first half double crochet in the second loop from the hook. All right, yarn over, insert in that loop, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over and pull through all 3. Let's do that again. We're going to go into the next chain. This chain is worked in. If you yank at it, you can see that that's all moving here. So your next chain is right here. All right, we're gonna yarn over, go into the chain, oops, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops. All right, yarn over, pull through all 3. My grip is still very relaxed. Okay, you don't want to squeeze or pull this too tight, because then you're gonna have work that's gonna end up curling on you, and you don't want that. All right, so this one's worked in. We're gonna go into the next chain here. All right, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. All right, let me just adjust. Oh, my back is killing me. Okay. Let's go into the next chain, which is right here. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And if you're noticing, if you have your tension comfortable in your left hand, you can really use your finger to help guide that yarn over your hook when you're doing your yarn over. So I'm using my index finger to yarn over, and then I'm inserting the hook, right? Readjust my grip to pull up the loops so I can get through them without snagging. Pull through. There we go. And these are, what is it, like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half double crochets. Okay, let's do the next one. Yarn over, insert our hook, pull up, and then once you get the hang of it, it almost becomes muscle memory. You're just gonna keep yarning over, go into the next chain, pull up all 3. All right, so we're gonna go to the end. Get some more yarn. Almost at the end. Okay, we're here at the end, and as you can see, I just want to point out I have one more chain that's left, and that's right here. Okay, I'm not going into the knot, right? That very end there, that's the knot. I want to go into the last complete chain. Okay, that's the last complete chain right here. So insert, pull up the loop, there we go. This is our first, this is like our foundation row. Okay, so we did the chain, and then this is our row 1, or a foundation row. Okay, now to get to the next row, we're gonna chain 1, which is yarning over and pulling through the loop, and then rotate your work like a page in a book, and then we're gonna start round 2. Now this is gonna be your repeat, so you're gonna do this for every row after this. All right, it's the same steps. All right, so you chained 1 and you rotated your work, right? So now for this very first chain, right, if we pull this up, you'll see you got a nice straight edge, and then the next chain is going to be this one here underneath your hook, right? For this very first one, you're going to yarn over and do a half double crochet going through both of those loops, okay? Both of them. All right, but then for the remaining chains, until you get to the last one, right? Not in the last one, but the chain before the last one, you're going to go through the back loop only, which is abbreviated by BLO, okay? You're going to yarn over and you go right through the 2 loops here, right down the middle of your stitch, and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, that's the back loop only, and what's going to happen is going to create a little ridge. All right, and you'll see that design as you get further into the project. But just to point it out again, all right, you have a front loop here, the back loop here. We're going to yarn over and go right down the center there, so you're picking up the back loop only. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. All right, I'm going to do a couple more chains and then I'll show you what's happening on the other side. So right down the center there, pull up a loop, got a few more chains to go. I hope you can see that. So we're going through the center. And then I also want you to see that, see, this has been worked in, because if you pull at it, that loop is worked in. So we're going into this next chain right here. Okay. Back loop, okay, so I'm down to my last 2 chains, okay? And just so you can see, just to show you how to identify your last 2. You see there's a V here, right? It's a V here, that's 1 chain, and then a V here, that's the last chain. In this second to last chain, we're going to do what we were doing and just insert in the middle and use, we're going to make that stitch in the back loop only. But for the last chain, we're going to go through both of these legs of the stitch, okay? Not just the back loop. We're going to go through both loops and we're going to create the half double crochet. All right, so put my hook back in. Second to last, back loop only. And then the very last, which is right there, yarn over and go through both legs of the stitch, right? You see? There. And then what that's doing, that's going to give us a stronger and straighter edge. All right? Once you get to the end of your second row, you're going to yarn over, create 1 chain, chain 1, rotate your work like a page in a book. And then what's happening is you're creating like a little ridge. If you look here, you created like a little ridge in your work. All right, so you're going to keep doing that until you have a headband of about 18 inches. It really depends on the circumference of your head. If you want to take a tape measure and measure the circumference of your head and subtract about 2 inches from that, or about an inch from that, because when you create the twist in your headband and then stitch it together, it will stretch. This is a very stretchy stitch, and you don't want to make it the same size of your head, because then when it stretches, it's going to be too big. All right, so once I complete this, I will show you how to do the folding so we can create the knot in the headband. All right, I hope this tutorial was helpful, and happy stitching.